What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the expert walkthrough for Bloodborne. I'm your host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD. And in the last episode, we left off on the Nightmare Frontier, and the only thing we really have left to cover is the boss, Amygdala. So we are going to actually scour through the level a little bit more before I actually cover the boss, because this is a walkthrough, not a Let's Play. You gotta make sure that we scour every corner of the level so that we don't miss anything. Now, I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but it's holidays, a little bit hectic. Instead of being able to use my free time to play video games for you guys, I've actually had to do a lot of Christmas shopping and taking care of stuff like that, while continuing to work gruesome hours. I always take care of that guy the same way. It's basically become muscle memory. See, we got that item. Oh, that asshole up there. He always pushes you. We did not grab that, and then we didn't get the items where he pushes you off. So we are going to have to go take care of those real quick. We did knock down the shortcut over here, I'm fairly certain. The one that looks like Pride Rock. You know the one. Yeah, there it is. God, I hate this level so much. It's terrible, and I know I rag on the Nightmare Frontier a lot. Constantly talk about how much I hate it. But it does have one thing going for it. The boss is fucking awesome in this level. I'm telling you, it's awesome. Okay. He's gonna push me. I'm gonna have to waste more antidotes.
The gift of the Godhead, come
Okay, now the thing about this is that, see, I'm pretty sure it's this way. Yeah, and I don't give a shit about those scramblers. I really don't. It's... No, God, it's not that way. That's where the... Ugh, that's where the damn frenzy monster is, the choir thing. Where is it? Here. Oh, don't fuck with me. Yeah, it's this way. If you go the opposite way, it will lead somewhere that we've already been, actually, where the, Ew. Now there's gonna be assholes throwing stuff at me. Let's try not to get one-shotted by boulders. The rocks. That's another reason why I'm not too fond of this place. The rocks. We may as well kill Scrambler, why not? Drop. See? Tier 1 item. Not a whole lot of value there. But that's okay. And it would appear that I don't have any antidotes unless... Yep, they're not even in my other bar. Okay. I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm not too sure about our progress. Now, call me crazy, but I think we already got pushed by him once. Oh, this asshole wants a piece. I know he does. Scoosh, 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 scoosh. Where is your health? No, I'm not even. Not even gonna humor that. No. You can just die. Okay, time to retake the shortcut. Now, it was definitely good that we went back and looked, because I don't want to miss any of this stuff. This is an extremely confusing landscape. There are 2 shortcuts in this level, and only 2. And of course, he's right there again. Now, the interesting thing about this is if you have throwing knives or something similar, I've got 2. Let's see if we can peg him. You have to be standing at, like, just the right angle, too. I think that should be perfect. Tilt your camera up. That didn't work. You can knock him down, but you can't actually kill him in this level, I don't think, because once he falls down, he disappears. I've done this in so many playthroughs, and it never works. No, that was way off. Typically, I use Molotovs. Like, I'll stand right here, and I'll just peg him with a Molotov, but I don't have any of those. In fact, I don't have a damn thing to use against him. And you can't lock on, obviously, because he's not hostile. He's not considered an enemy right now. Let's try pebbles. Because, like, it doesn't matter what you hit him with, it's going to knock him down, so. That was kind of close. Arr, come on. This is so much easier with Molotovs because of the spread. I know I'm just wasting your guys' time right now, but I really want to show this. Oh, come on. That was... The first, or that second to last one was actually really freaking close. This is tricky. Yeah, there we go. See, he fell down, but even if you knock him down like that, that's the thing. He just disappears. He's not down there anymore. He's no longer on the wall, like he actually vanished. And even if you knock him down like that and make him disappear, you will still get pushed when you go near these items and follow the shinies. So the item that we just got is actually a Covenant item. The Cold Blood Flower Bud. It's just used for Chalice dungeons. That's what all those items are for. For people like me who don't really worry about the Chalice dungeons, that's not really a thing. Doesn't matter. And I will show off a couple Chalice dungeons in this playthrough, but not a ton of them. I'm not going to do all of them. There were some people that requested that, and I was just like, no. That guy's going to take a swim. We already went down that way and covered all those items. We got everything out into the poison pool, and we got everything inside the caves, including that really nasty, difficult rune to get. This one is the rune that we missed. And then I know... I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure I missed an item that's right over here. You know, Scrambler? And the tier 1 items. Not very good. But I think we missed an item that is located directly where the first rock throwers are. So we are going to run back that way and check very briefly. And just make sure that we didn't miss them. Yeah, if you look from a bird's eye view, there's where I'm talking about right there. But if you look from a bird's eye view, you can typically get a really good idea of the landscape and see what you did or didn't miss. And we're looking pretty gold right now. You can hear those things down there. Disgusting. Now, a really easy way to cheese those hunters that come after you is you can actually push them down into that poison pit and they will die. So that area that we need to go to is actually going to be all the way back here. It's going to be next to that little tunnel where you activate the elevator. Or close to it anyway. It's going to be right down here. I'm really glad we got the elevator shortcut, because that was like, for the people that are going to have a difficult time against Amygdala, which, I mean, there is a very specific way to fight him, but there are going to be, no doubt, a lot of people that have trouble against him, and you're not being judged. Nobody's going to blame you for having a hard time against Amygdala because he's an asshole. He's pretty difficult. Ew. What is that? Don't tell me I missed an item. Oh, now we have to go get it. Actually, no. That's not on a body, so that's technically not loot that we need to get. That's just an item drop from one of those slugs. Fantastic. Oh, that worried me for a second. I was about to be like, no! Yeah, right down here where the tunnel is, and you see that asshole right there. And this leads to that first rock throwing area. That's it, get over here. These things have like supersonic hearing, it's ridiculous. No, we can actually outrange him from the other side of a wall. There we go. That worked out pretty well. Now the item that I think I may have missed over here is we are obviously going to kill the rock thrower before we try to get it. I don't give a shit about scramblers. They are just a distraction here. It's completely deliberate. And the scramblers are here to distract you. There it is. I had a feeling I missed it. Just had to be sure. It's just another chalice dungeon item, but then again, it's still loot. It's still something that needs to be found. So, let us head back to the Hunter's Dream. And from there, I'm just going to refill my items, and then we are going to go crush the boss. Yeah, for those of you who watched my first playthrough of this game, you will know that I had a lot of fun with this boss. It's as difficult as he can be. It's hard to read his movements a lot of the time, but it's fun. I'm gonna have a blast with it. Now the cool thing about the DLC is there is actually a little spot where you can replenish all of your healing items for free. You get 5 at a time if you kill this little guy that's leaning against the gate directly next to the first boss in DLC. It's convenient. So I can carry 23. Let's see. I'm good on bullets. Now, I'm probably going to end up using Tonitrus on Amygdala because he is weak to bolt damage, but I will keep the Hunter's Axe on the side just in case. We're not going to need any of this. What we may need is the bone. Keep that. And we will also equip this. Keep this for speed healing. That as well. Because he hits hard. I mean, there's going to be points during the fight where it can be extremely difficult to evade his attacks because he can hit you with one attack that does almost all of your health, and then from there it's just, you know, slip of the controls, and you could actually fail to roll another incoming attack that will wreck you, and you could be aggravated. So let me repair my stuff to make sure it doesn't break while we're fighting him. Yeah, my Tonitrus is about a quarter of the way done. Keep it topped off. Man, this is a fun boss. I'm actually really excited about this. I hate the entire level. I hate going all the way through it. It feels like a chore on every playthrough because I just don't enjoy doing it, but when you get to the boss, that's when it really comes together. He's very fun. It's one of those bosses that kind of forces you to think. Now, one thing I can tell you that all of my favorite bosses from the Souls games have in common... Whoa, that was weird. One thing that all of my favorite bosses in these games have in common is that they are bosses that force you to think and change your strategy. You can't just keep doing the same exact thing during the entire fight and win. That's a fact. Make sure we didn't miss the item that's over here in the corner. I mean, I know it's there. There it is. Cha-ching! Free bold hunter's marks. And I'm gonna get poisoned! Yes! Nope. There we go. There's a spot right here where you can, except he's breathing deadly poison at me. That's not fair. Jerk. Should have grabbed antidotes because I know that you're gonna get poisoned at one point or another in this place. Just let's sit here and let the poison wear off, and then we'll waste another blood vial. Any day now. Okay. He will be all the way at the top, and you do gain insight for finding him just like every other boss. Check out how he just kind of appears. Isn't that freaky? And there goes the insight. You got one. So here's his ranged attack. Notice that the explosion follows the trail that the beam goes to. Now he has extreme range with his hand. He's got slap attacks. The method for fighting him initially is you want to wait until he stops moving after an attack. So you want to bait attacks like this, where he uses his hands, and then you're going to go for the head. And just like a lot of other bosses in this game, multiple hits to the head will land you an opportunity for this one. Here we go. Boom! And you can get multiple hits in, but I don't recommend trying to hit him more than twice. You'll regret it. Let's see what Tonitrus does to him. Now he's got that, which is an area of effect acid pool attack. Don't step in it. Not only does it stagger you and interrupt your attacks when you step in it, which is what it's designed to do, but it'll do damage. Come on, do something I can punish. How many times have we done this? Now once you get your back to a wall, that's when you need to start getting away. Oh, I missed. Whoa. And just start rotating yourself as you start getting close to the wall. He's not doing what I want him to do. He's doing very generic attacks that can't be punished. I don't like that. Now you can use Molotovs, stuff like that against him. You can put bone marrow ash on your guns and shoot him in the head. You can use the cannon. The cannon is extremely effective against Amygdala. And Amygdala not doing what I want him to do is extremely effective on my temper. Good boy. Oh yeah, Cainhurst is real good. So there's your visceral attack opportunity. So once you get him about a quarter of the way down towards a third, he's going to roar and enter phase 2. Like that. Now he has explosive attacks with his hands. It doesn't necessarily make him that much more difficult, but he does more damage like that. There's the jump, just keep going backwards. It's kind of harmless unless he's right up on you. Alright. Keep baiting attacks like that, and we should be good. See, look at the bolt damage. Now, some of his sweeps have a wind-up you don't want to evade too early, and I don't recommend locking on to him. That is a serious pro tip in this fight. Locking on is bad. This is phase 3. He rips his arms off, and he gets extreme range with them. This is the phase of the fight where you actually want to be closer to him, believe it or not. See, check this out. Notice how the attack happens way out there. Now, you can still roll through these attacks. I don't recommend dashing them. He also gains a sporadic shot, which is very, very dangerous. That's why you want to be closer for this phase, because of that, specifically. So you notice how I'm going to get under him. He can't hit me now. And I missed, because I'm awful. This is when the jump is bad, when you're close to him. His stomp is kind of harmless. You don't have to worry about that. But again, you want to try to bait the slam that he does. Like that energy slam. I wish he would do something. Okay, now he's going to recenter himself, which is nice. Whoa. Oh yeah, there's his new acid attack. That prevents you from getting close. Oh shit. See, the reason you have to be close is because, look, you can't really close the distance when you're far away. Ow. He's being kind of a jerk right now. Like, I would honestly prefer that he does the typical things that he always does when fighting me. But that would seem to be out of the question. See, if you hit other parts of him, you're not going to do any damage. It's kind of annoying. He's very armored, we will say. Oh man, he's not doing what I want him to do. There he goes. Jeez. Hitting him with this is becoming difficult, so let's go back to this. There we go. See? Solid results. Alright, and you get, I believe, 2 more insight for defeating him. You get 3 in total. And he gives you the Ailing Chalice, which is an important Chalice dungeon item. The Ailing Chalice is what helps you access the next tier of dungeons. That has a little 4 next to it. It requires Ritual Blood, tier 4. And you need 9 of those. I don't have that many, that's why the number's red. But it is depth level 4, which is mildly difficult. It wouldn't necessarily be difficult for me, because I've been through this game so many times, but once you get up to this Chalice dungeon, if you decide to go in there right as you unlock this Chalice, it is difficult for that level of ability. I would recommend going back and doing this Chalice dungeon a little bit later, like closer to level 90 or so. But one thing that can be noted about that boss fight is that a small weapon like Cainhurst, I mean, I've beat him with this weapon plenty of times on other playthroughs, but It's very good for running in and punishing with a running strong attack after he leaves himself open during Phase 1 and 2. But during Phase 3, it'd be a little smarter to switch to something like this that has more reliable range. You can hit the head like that because it's about 6 feet in the air, so you can get him with the second hit of this. You can sweep and tilt your camera up to take advantage of that. But the lantern is located over here in the tower. And there is no loot. So that was the Nightmare Frontier, and yeah, I know I rag on it super hard about it being a terrible level, but you gotta give it credit. At some point, the boss fight is actually very cool. So let's repair our stuff. I wouldn't call it wasted durability at all, because it's a fun fight. Let's see if we can fortify anything. Oh, I need chunks. I need 5 chunks for everything in my inventory that's worth a damn. I need twin shards for this. Well, since we beat Rom, we can actually use our insight to buy twins. What did I need? Like 5 of those things or something? I need 4 more. It's only going to cost me 8 insight. We may as well, because the flame sprayer is going to be pretty viable in these upcoming levels. And it's not like I'm using my insight or anything, right? I'm not using multiplayer to summon people. Let's take this up a notch, and that is 6. So we officially need chunks for this flame sprayer too. Now the flame sprayer, as awesome as it is, it's going to be replaced by Rosmarinus once we unlock that, which is basically just an arcane damage. It's an arcane damage twin of the flame sprayer. What I want to do real quick is show you guys some of the changes that are happening when you go back to Yarnum. We're going to notice that a friend of ours has gone missing. A sick friend. Hint, hint. We should also go check to see if Eileen is ready to complete her quest line yet, since we did Cainhurst. Yeah, see? This guy is typically not here. I wonder where he came from. Deliberate hole in the window. Yeah, that would be him, Gilbert. And he dies in like 1 hit, too. You get Claw Mark. It's a pretty cool rune. Visceral attacks, or strengthens visceral attacks. This will cause your visceral attacks to do 20% more damage. This is, I believe, the first tier of this rune that you get from him. The higher tier of this rune that will give you more damage, I believe you get from a Chalice dungeon. Just like our current rune, one of the ones that we have equipped, the Blood Rapture. We're about to get a higher version of this rune, too, from Eileen's killer. So let's head over that way and see if we can engage him or her. It never really confirms if it's male or female, I guess. All I know is that they're extremely difficult. It would be Cathedral Ward. It's inside the Grand Cathedral, so you don't want to warp there, because as soon as you pop up, they're going to be, like, ready to kick your ass. And it's just a straight shot up the steps. Ludwig's Holy Blade is actually a weapon that I really enjoy using, but the reason I didn't touch it on this playthrough is because I kind of got burned out on it. Yeah, look at our friends here. One has gone missing.
Oh, there you are. Forgive me, I'm a bit out of sorts. So, no blood today, I'm afraid.
She says something's wrong with her. Okay. We're going to learn more about that as we progress through the game. Now, this guy is still a dick.
Ah, your lies spin a web, but I see through your deceit. I did not learn from books. No. I learned it all with my own mind. Ah, but I learned...
This chick is gone, but there's a letter. Hold on, just wait a wee bit, my little dearie. And like I said, you talked to her before and she thinks that you're like her child or something? Well, when you come out here... Where is she? She's supposed to be out here somewhere. She goes off and dies, I'm pretty sure. And she should have been right out here. Because I know she only makes it like 20 feet away. Yet. May have to quit and reload to get that effect. Hello. He becomes visible. Once you reach a certain point. And this isn't the way that we want to go, but... Let's see. It doesn't really matter that she hasn't loaded over here because her body will be like directly right here on this pile of dirt, I'm pretty sure. And she drops sedatives, which isn't really something that I care about. No. We are focused on other things. Like advancing NPC quest lines, and you're going to notice that there is no kidnapper over here. Once you activate the Pale Blood Sky, that's the same Amygdala, that's not a different one. Once you activate the Pale Blood Sky, all the kidnappers are gone, because the new version, the updated version of Yahar'gul Unseen Village that we can play through, they're all dead. You can see them, like, dying everywhere. Well, hey! I'm not going to say no to free healing items. This is where we want it to be. Oh my god, I always miss that guy. Swear he's so elusive. I mean, I'll trade with you because we are beyond you. There really isn't a whole lot these guys can do to hurt us at this point. Yeah, see, they don't do anything. When we first got to Cathedral War, these dudes were like damn near two-shotting us. Yeah, see, I'll trade with that. That's nothing. They drop blue elixir on occasion, which is actually pretty nice. Blue elixir is a fantastic tool for the NPC that we're about to fight. Let's send him for a bit of a tumble. Now, you've seen how bad we can tear these guys up with our Tonitrus. Look at that. That's one-handed weapon, too. You're like over 1,000 damage with 4 or 5 hits. There she is.
Oh. Is that you again? I'm afraid I've made a bit of a blunder. I'm just going to have a short rest. Though, don't worry. I've taken blood. Enough to save an old woman. No more dreams for me. This is my last chance. What a fool I am. I'll have to tread carefully. But that thing still lies in wait. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
Okay, and she gives you a gesture.
My prey lies in wait this way. Turn back. This is my score to settle.
Alright, so there's a bit of a pattern here. Notice how she told us not to mess with Henrik over in Gascoigne's grave. We did that anyway. What do you know? We have grown intertwined ever since. So, in order to keep the flow of things going, we are again going to disobey her directly and intervene in her battle. This time, you could be stupid for doing it, though, because this NPC that we're about to fight is essentially almost of boss difficulty. He is hands down the strongest NPC in the game, like the toughest one you can possibly mess with. He can kill you in one visceral attack even if you have maxed out vitality, and let me tell you, it's bad. He's got a repeating pistol that can take down like half of your health at this level. We've got still under 1,000 HP, so yeah, he's gonna take half of our health away with that thing in one shot. And he uses the Hunter's Bone, which I have equipped right now. He's bad news, I'm telling you. I'm not really going to need these in my inventory. But I will use this. See, the Augur of Ebriatus can actually parry enemies. So Eileen here is in trouble. She's bleeding to death because she bit off more than she can chew. And you notice how tough she is. If the enemy that we're about to fight did that to her, yeah, you kind of know what to expect. Now, I believe the common name for this NPC is the Bloody Crow of Cainhurst, and that is cool. Even though it's a graphical... Oh, man, I wish it had stayed like that. Even though it was a graphical error, what you just saw, it was like a... It was sort of like a dropping effect, kind of like gravity, you know, resisting the feather, and it was like holding itself in the air. That looked really cool. It almost reminded me of Sephiroth in a way. With his weird trench coat that like splits off to the sides. And I'm not talking about like Advent Children's Sephiroth, I'm talking about like old school Sephiroth. So let's use a blue elixir so we can get behind him. You want to sneak at this point. If you stay against the wall and you go really slow, you can get behind him. Don't worry, you've got plenty of time. But you can get a good look at him. He's got a Chikage, which is a skill blood tinge weapon that does a lot of damage. And then he's got the repeating pistol. He has Eileen's crowfeather garb, and then he has the Cainhurst helmet, Cainhurst gauntlets, and Cainhurst leggings. Makes for excellent fashion souls, and let me tell you, it's good for defense. So let's get a free visceral on this guy. Or chick, whatever. Yeah, that's all it did. We're in trouble. Yeah, that Chikage is bad. Especially like that, when he transforms it. Yeah, you see that? It is no good. Now this guy can use a blood vial, but he only has one. So once you get him to use up his only blood vial, he can't heal anymore. Problem is, it's going to take a lot of work to get him down to that point, and it feels like wasted effort if he heals. Because his blood vial is cheap and heals like almost all of his health. There he goes. But as long as he has the weapon transformed, it steals health. That applies to you too if you use it like that. Whoa! Okay, he's going one-handed mode again. Now this guy's kind of tricky. You see that? He'll dash in at you and make you think that he's going to do melee, but he'll dash in and he will shoot you in the face. See that? He'll get aggressive with his gun. He's very off-putting. I mean, he's cake to parry, but the problem is if you miss, it's really damaging. It's costly. And watch out for that repeating pistol. So once he goes two-handed, that's how you know he can't use the gun. Those combos that he has, and he throws a numbing mist at you so you can't heal, but it's not something that you have to worry too much about. Let's see if we can parry him with this. That actually worked out pretty well. Might be able to do it again. Yeah, you go ahead, man. Yeah. God, that thing does so much damage. It is horrific. What are you gonna do, bub? Now that attack is really easy to parry, because if you see him do a strong attack, he almost always charges it. See that? Oh! That damage. Oh man, that repeating pistol is bad. You never see it coming. See, he gets aggressive with the gun, it throws you off. So cool. He's a very cool NPC, but man is he tough. See, I could have parried that. Could have parried that. Nope, I'm stupid though. See, you gotta very, very precise on how you dodge when he tries to get aggressive with the gun. And that running R2 that he does with the Chikage is bad too. It's thrust damage, which isn't something you want to mess with. See, the thing that's common about most hunter garbs in this game is that it's very hard to find outfits that have thrust resistance. And so when you pair a weapon like that that already does like stupid damage, and you get thrust damage on it, yes, he can do a lot. And from what I've seen, he can throw as many of those as he wants. Yeah, you're not gonna trick me, dude. Nope. 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 Man, he's getting really repetitive. I don't know why he wastes so many hunter's bones, though. Ugh. Tried to use it right there, failed. Whoa! It's weird. I guess after a certain point, he does not like to use the two-handed transformation. It's interesting. Is he gonna dash? Yep. Yeah, I should probably try to get some more bullets. Yeek. Using that on him is so fun. Nope. I love the noise it makes. Nice try. See, when he does the strong attack, I can trade with him, which is really cool. I don't think he likes my... Oh, shit! I don't think he likes my auger vibratus. Yeah. Oh god. He's learning. Die. Oh my god, I thought that was enough. It was not. Shit. Ah. Alright, what are you gonna do? There we go. Punish! Really? What is it gonna take to kill you? And he's gonna shoot. Yep. There we go. Yeah, you notice what normal weapons fail to do against him. But we got a blood drag because we are in that covenant and he is considered a hunter. He gives you a crap ton of blood echoes and he gives you this. The final tier of blood rapture. And you notice the coloring difference. This one is kind of blurry. It's very wore out. It's hard to see, but this one is like fully depicted. Yeah, it's Visceral Restore 300 instead of 200. That's going to be very helpful. I'm sorry that took longer than usual, but it's just, it gets really frustrating when you die against him, and I was trying to do it flawlessly in one try, which was a success.
Don't you ever listen to your elders?
Nope.
No matter. You did save my life. I don't seem to be apt for this life anymore. My glory days were long ago now. I know. Here. For you.
Okay, you get the Crow Hunter badge and Hunter rune.
This too is hunter's work. But it bears no honor. A burden you may choose to carry. The decision is yours alone. Oh. My eyes grow heavy. Let me rest a while. I'll be fine. Just wait.
You know, it's really kind of inspiring. Like, when I die, I hope I can remain that kind of composure. Like, oh, it's okay. Just let me rest a little bit. See, I don't see it playing out like that. Like, I feel like if I was bleeding or whatever, I would not be that composed about it. If I was on the ground bleeding like her, I would be like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done. It's over. But, yeah, this is the end of Eileen. Yeah, you can hear her struggling to breathe because her body is starting to shut down, but yeah, that's the end of her. If you quit and reload, she'll disappear. You know, stamina recovery speed up, there we go. That's probably the one we're going to switch to. Again, this is a blue rune. This is one of the guild runes that you can use. We are definitely going to switch over to the other tier of Blood Rapture. We're probably going to equip that too, but she says this red smudge rune means hunter and has been adopted by those who have taken the Hunter of Hunters oath. These watchmen admonish those who have become addled with blood. Be they men or beasts, anyone who has threatened the pledges of the Hunter oath surely has an issue with blood. And she says it bears no honor, so
You can't go on like this.
you just told me there was no... Whatever, hypocrite. So I got a blood drag from her that I was not about to pass up because I actually want to give that to the Covenant leader. We have 6 of them now. Nice. That is the end of Eileen. And if you were in that Covenant and you just let her die, she won't drop one, I don't believe. I'm almost certain that she will not. But here's the good news. If you keep dying to this guy, what you can do is you can keep warping here to this lantern, and when you pop up behind him, whatever you do, don't run at normal speed. tiptoe so that you can get a free visceral attack. I approached from the front because I wanted to talk to Eileen first before engaging the Bloody Crow of Cainhurst. And of course, the crow badge that she drops is going to allow you to buy her stuff as well as some other consumables from the Bath Messenger shop. And their little birdie bath. See, she's holding the new weapon that we can get, which is the Blade of Mercy. I think that's what they're holding. Yeah, that's it right there. Very cool weapon. Costs 40,000 to buy. It is a good starting weapon. If you can kill Eileen early on in the game when you first encounter her, it scales with an S in skill once you max it out. And I believe the arcane scaling stays at a C when maxed out. But it does arcane damage. And it's a slash weapon. It doesn't do thrust unless you do the dashing R2 with it, I believe, or the dashing R1, but a special trick weapon passed down amongst the hunters of hunters. One of the oldest weapons of the workshop, splits into two when active. The weapon's warped blades are forged with siderite, a rare mineral of the heavens, most effective in swift attacks, such as after a quick stepping. So, it is very fast. It's like one of those weapons where it splits it. It's normally a one-piece sword just like that. It has almost no range, which is the only downfall of the weapon, but it's fast in either form. You can swing very fast with it one-handed, but when you two-handed, it's kind of like wielding dual blades in Monster Hunter, if you guys know what that's like. It's a very cool weapon. Fighting people that use it in PvP is a pain, because it is very overused, because of the amount of damage you can get with it. But if you apply poison to this weapon, it's unstoppable. And I'm not talking about PvP, because most people are smart enough to use antidotes, but in PvE, if you want to poison the enemy, poison bosses and stuff like that with this weapon, while dealing very good damage, it's a great weapon. And, of course, the Chikage, that's what the NPC we just fought was using. Foreign-made weapon wielded by the Royal Guards who protect Annalise, Queen of the Vile Bloods at Cainhurst Castle. That's our Covenant leader. When the intricate rippled engraving that spans the Chikage's blade is imbrued with blood, the sword sings in scarlet hues. However, the rite eats away the wielder's very essence. This is true. So that's essentially what we saw going on when we fought him, and he transformed the weapon into its two-handed state. It drains your health constantly. Kind of like the, what was that thing called from Demon Souls, the katana that continually drains your health. I can't remember. It's been so long since I touched that game, but same concept. A bit of a throwback. Now you can also buy the Cainhurst armor, which I would buy that, but it's just physical defense. It doesn't have any kind of elemental resistance. And then obviously here's Eileen's stuff. Very cool. The crow feather stuff is it's resistant to arcane, which is nice. And it also has mild bolt resistance. And the physical on it isn't bad either. It's fairly average for a set of clothing that has good arcane and bolt resistance. It does not suffer in physical defense nor the other elements. So it's a good all-around outfit to wear. Very interesting. It looks cool too. It's got that witch doctor, plague doctor type look with the beak. Wood-carved mask of Eileen the Crow, Hunter of Hunters. The beak contains incense to mask scents of blood and beast. Hunters of Hunters dress as crows to suggest sky burial. The first Hunter of Hunters came from a foreign land and gave the dead a virtuous native funeral ritual, rather than impose a blasphemous Yhar'gul burial service upon them, with the hope that former compatriots might be returned to the skies and find rest in a hunter's dream. So the people who donned this outfit, the Hunters of Hunters, they clearly had a higher understanding or respect for the dead, or other hunters, versus just psychopaths that walk Yhar'gul, or the Yhar'gulmites, I guess they're called. Cool stuff either way, but yeah, if you want to look like that guy, you simply have to wear this, the feet and the hands, and then the helmet. It's a pretty cool setup. And that should be about it. Alright, so we took care of some NPC stuff on the side. We finished Nightmare Frontier. And from here... oh boy. I dare say that it is probably time to go to the Nightmare Mensis. I'm not fond of that place in the least, but, you know, it's gotta do what you gotta do. So, that's gonna do it for this one. Again, I apologize for not uploading in such a long amount of time, but, you know, long hours at work is really holding me back here, and the holidays are a bit hectic. I'm having to use my off days to Christmas shop and get a bunch of other stuff together. It's just those things that you are obligated to do during the holidays. So, thank you guys so much for watching as always. I have been your faithful host, Let's Play Dark Souls HD, and I will catch all of you in the next video.